Top 10 biggest scams in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is quite a popular place to visit and undeniably one of the best places to reside amongst all the states in the US, also known as the City of Lights. Vegas is one of the places most people go to make their 21st birthday, filled with fun memories and the chance to win millions. Casinos, bars, and getting accidentally married to that random stranger. The city's strong economy and affordable housing structure may make it an insanely reliable place to permanently move into. However, the city isn't just about its cheap housing opportunities. In accordance with the Las Vegas Convention and the Visitors Authority, Vegas tourism sector had an impact of a whaley $36 billion in a year 2005. This translates into a higher rate of tourism. The following presented below are the list of scams that most usually occur to tourists while they visit Vegas to live their dream. Number 1. The long route scam. This is one of the most common scams that used on tourists because they are neither familiar with the city's routes nor with the ride's fee structure per location. Drivers tend to take a long route in order to add in a couple of more bucks for themselves without any notice or blaming them because, let's be real, they did drop you off to your desired location, didn't they? However, as a civilian, it is your basic right to protect and take a stand for yourself. Vegas may be a larger city, but it's essential for you to do your thorough research beforehand. For example, if you get picked up from the airport, ask the driver to take the normal route rather than the tunnel one. Don't let your taxi driver realize it's your first time visiting and use simplified techniques to portray that. Simply ask for the Swenson route to be taken. This is a faster route to connecting the residential part of the city from the airport. Number 2. The free upgrade. Anyone who has ever seen once frequented Las Vegas must know about a smug individual trying to get you into a VIP upgraded fancy hotel. Most people do fall for it because an extra $20 for a 5-star hotel seems a little too good to be true. And tourists, please remember, if it seems too good to be true, it most definitely is too. The 5-star hotels they take you to are mostly under heavy construction, and all the promised benefits are nowhere to be found. The fraudster almost immediately flees the scene, and there you are, stranded and left with awful advice you would be giving to anyone and everyone who ever plans on visiting Vegas. Number 3. Debit credit card skimmers. People would commonly contain the mentality of withdrawing similar amount of cash from their ATMs per their requirements, rather taking out a huge sum of money altogether that they may gamble away. What they don't know is how every time they happen to use the ATM, the chances of them getting scammed increase. These devices are made to look like they are a part of a normal ATM machine, but they end up serving your details and help hackers drain your accounts in minutes. It is advised that always use an ATM located inside an official branch of a bank, rather risking an outdoor machine and having your identity plus cash stolen. Number 4. The strip character scam. Someone standing on the strip looking all cool or in your favorite character's costume may grab your attention and you might just want to click a picture or two with them to carry as a souvenir. What you don't know is that those people are getting to ask you for a ridiculously high amount for that one. These people aren't that nice. They would follow you until you don't pay up as much as they asked for. They usually don't mention payment before the hand either, rather call you out to come take picture with them. For me, I would mindlessly say yes. However, it is necessary to always ask beforehand. Be aware, it may look fun, but a selfie is neither worth being charged a huge amount nor is worth being pestered into paying a large sum of money. Number 5. The 3-card game. You must be wondering what could go wrong in such a simple and fun game that completely depends on your luck. Well, that's where most people clearly underestimate the perpetrator containing a surprising speed. They are almost sure you can't practically keep up with their hand's gesture. It's the card game that features your scammers requesting you to keep a close eye on the 3rd card. They then shuffle the cards and ask you to predict where your chosen card had landed. That is when the swindler takes the opportunity to conduct slight gesture of hands, further confusing you and leaving you zero chance to win. I know you must be wondering, but how come have I seen people win it? Well, as if it isn't explanatory enough, these swindlers work in groups and the apparent winners are people connected to them. Portrayed the game to be rather winnable. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it really is not. The free gift. You may get approached by a guy handing out free cookies as a gift, and since tourists often tend to get wrapped into utter excitement, accept it out of kindness and courtesy, considering it to be a part of a culture. However, the second you do, they will ask you for highly inflated amounts of money and will not leave you alone. And of course, there are variations to this form of scam. Some of these scammers may present you a cool cap or a charm bracelet. You may even encounter someone handing out free makeup. It can be just anything saying portrayed as a gift. You can't afford getting swindled in an unfamiliar state. Just ignore them and go about your day as if they don't clearly exist. Number 7. Be a club member. In almost every casino you visit, you may be able to spot at least one going overly friendly guy who will firstly invade your personal space, ask you a few invasive questions, and then propose you a request to borrow some of your time and to watch a short presentation in exchange of a few free goodies. Seems innocent, right? Well, it isn't. This short presentation is around 4 hours long and filled with people who are highly trained who manipulate you into buying most of the things they are trying to sell. In conclusion, if you are confident enough to walk out of a room filled with people who are trained to make sure every type of consumer walks out with at least 5 overpriced items, good for you, but that isn't the case for the best of us. Number 8. The struggling artist. For this scam, you may bump into a guy on the street who would then try to give you his work on a CD first to get his well-deserved fame. Upon handing it over, this guy would refuse to leave until you pay him. You may just buy it to get him off your back, but most people would expect it to have some songs. I mean, at least there's a 0.1% chance that the guy really must have been struggling. Well, the only reason the guy hasn't acquired his well-deserved fame yet is because to reach fame, you have to create content. The man you just paid on the street turns out to be selling blank CDs to the people for insanely high rates for the sake of earning some easy money. Number 9. The increased prices. People often visit Vegas for its extraordinarily massive and fancy casinos. While it's completely dependent on your luck considering the amount of money you would win off there. However, you will most definitely be losing a lot of them paying for the consistently presented drinks and cocktails because these people working there know you do not have any other option. They are too mostly compulsory to spend on to buy these casinos' policies since you are actively using their space to spend hours testing your luck. If you give a good time and don't want to break the bank for a glass of beer, downtown should be your go-to. They serve drinks of their original prices and hours aren't restricted. It contains a rather natural environment and is certainly easier to get immune to. Number 10. Pickpockets. The local pickpockets in Vegas are commonly spotted near bars and places where you are open to intoxication and commotion. The ones drunk can barely stay up and scammers consider this to be their time to shine since Sin City has not robbed you enough just yet. These fraudsters may casually bump into you and take your wallet or even your hotel key card away. There you can say goodbye to your money and your belongings. You should always be carrying your things in a travel-safe wallet. Carrying smaller amounts of cash as per requirements may too be beneficial instead of all your cards altogether. Always submit your hotel key card to your reception desk if you plan to having a long joyful night and don't want to end up stranded and broke in an unfamiliar city.